give Jerry a heads up. We're doing it tonight. She never answered, so I hope she comes.
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah.
should have called her, I guess, when she didn't
If she joins
respond
in,
to me.
I'll make her a moderator. I know I seem to get all the trolls. I think it's like I told you, I think it is where, I hope I didn't make these private. Oh no, there's 3 people here. I'm
Yeah.
thinking where I'm in the shorts program that I think my lives go to the shorts feed, and typically that is where you get more trolls that way, I think.
Mm.
So, but hey, Amanda.
Hi, Amanda. Got 4 people now.
Excuse me. I've been really tired this week.
So what are you drinking tonight?
I have Blue Moon. What do you have?
Oh, I love those.
I've never had them. Oh, you're gonna be up all night.
I'm like kind of down, so I'm drinking this to wake up and.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to pin that. There we go. Hey, Nick.
Nick and Barbara.
Barbara. Oh yeah, his rants are something else. Hey, Dennis.
I could listen to those rants all day.
I'm telling you, like, you guys would not believe the stuff that I miss, especially now because, like, he knows when I'm coming to video with him, and a lot of times he'll stop. But he did a funny thing over the weekend. So Earl has made like this huge improvement. He's stepping up on Ken, but he had stepped up on Ken, and Ken could tell he was about ready to poop. So he was moving his arm over to a newspaper, and it freaked her out. So, when he tries to fly, he just goes straight down like uh, like a jet that lost its engine. And Buster like got all excited, and he said, "What happened?" He said, "What the F?" So it was pretty funny, but see.
Oh, so everybody knows this is Jennifer that has Buster the Cockatoo. I am Rebecca Stout, and I have Ani the Cockatoo.
Yep.
And we get together every other week, and usually we have a topic or something, but sometimes, like tonight, we just wing it like the name of the podcast and talk to you guys and just chat.
Yeah. So Kondo had an idea like that for a little bit where we were kind of having trouble coming up with topics, and that we really just kind of take the time to be adults without our little baby parrots and talk to and engage with you guys, and in an effort too to try to get to know you guys better. Like, we want to know you guys that watch us and follow and answer your questions. And so hey, Joyce. Hey, everybody. If I've missed anyone, I'm sorry. It is hard to follow this chat, isn't it? Oh, but anyway, cheers, everyone.
Cheers, everyone.
Double shot of espresso.
By the end of tonight, I'll be going, whoop, whoop.
Hey, she Jukester. I keep forgetting that you're from Florida, and I'm trying so hard to remember that. As Florida is one of Buster's favorite states.
Let's think of a good. I can talk of one topic, and that's Ani today really tore me a new one. He's bit me every day for the past week. He's starting his sexual behavior, so it's time for him to have another implant. So, and what those are, everybody, is Deslorelin, I think you pronounce it.
Yeah.
And it's an implant that they can get, and it calms the hormones down. So don't get quite as angry and impulsive, and they're not frustrated. So it's about time. They last about 6 months to a year, and it's been 6 months. And right about this time of year, they go to getting cocky. But we had lots of blood today.
Oh goodness!
And it's still bleeding, and that was from this morning. It was that deep. But it's like a hole, so I mean, there's nothing to stitch.
Yeah, that looks awful. See, so
you said Buster had bit you, and You still feel it?
Yeah, he got me a while back, so I have to really watch when he gets under something. When he gets under something, that's when he'll nab me. I
Mm.
know I have 2 questions to answer too, but I'll answer this first. But so I I had told Ken, I was like, "He's being weird, so I'm gonna have to be extra careful today." And I was going back and forth from my bedroom to the kitchen, and he was in his room and play area. And I looked every time. Well, the last time I had went out, I didn't look because I thought he was in his I thought he was under his cage. He was under a cage, but he was under Percy's cage, the one that's in the play area, and he jumped out and got me. And I tell you, it hurt. I screamed. Ken told he said, "You scared me," because I mean, I screamed really, really loudly. Um, yeah, he got me pretty good. And actually, it's weird because it looks like a smiley face because he got me more with the bottom than the top. So you know how their bottom beak looks a little,
Yeah,
yeah. So it looks like
yeah.
a smiley face. Um, Helen, as far as Helen asked about powder, you're never going to stop powder. They're always going to have powder. I just highly suggest Rebecca's a really big. She preaches a lot about air purifiers. You need a lot of air purifiers, and I give
Regular showers.
yeah I give mine baths every day.
Do you?
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
spray them down. When it's nice enough, they go outside, they get a nice hose, shower with the hose. Not all, I don't blast them, you know. But excuse me, but yeah, stuff. Um, that's one of the things. I had another question too, and I don't remember what it is.
One of them, somebody said doves were fighting, and they were
Oh
wondering
yeah.
if that's like mating. I don't know. Usually they don't really fight. Might be had been two males all Twitter pated. I don't know.
Mhm.
Who
Well,
knows?
and I mean, I know birds are birds, but like doves are not parrots, right? They're birds.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they have some similar whatever. I'm sure they have a mating season and all that as well. But um,
What was the other questions? There were other
there was
questions.
something
Mm, mm, mm,
I
mm,
don't
mm,
I
mm.
don't know what that means. So I'm not gonna ask. Oh, where is Buster now? Buster's in bed. um, that's Barbara had asked. Yeah, Buster. I have Buster on a pretty tight schedule. Um, so it hurts. That what's their PSI? Like it's stronger than any dog on the planet. It's
Between 580 and it can be up to 700 if it's a Moluccan.
mhm. Yeah.
So for an umbrella, it's going to be 580 and above. For a Moluccan, it's going to be 700.
Yeah. Yeah. Um yeah. And it is like you said, it's the hormone season and um I mean, if you're going to have a bird, a parrot, um you're going
Bit.
to get bit. Mhm.
Like
At some
even a
point or
little
another.
parrotlet, they're nippy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um I mean, even like I had a parakeet one time and he could pinch really hard. Like he would leave a mark on my finger. Um, oh, they're already starting. I'm sorry,
Mhm.
Amanda.
That's
Hey
all.
Christy. What's the craziest thing your birds have done or you have done with the birds?
It's the Oh god, that's so hard.
I think I think I don't know about the craziest thing I've done. The funniest thing I've done, I took Earl to Goodwill once. In his little bag. Hey Kay. Um, yeah, budgies will bite too. I don't budgies aren't biting the way like a cockatoo, but like I said, they can pinch pretty hard. Um, let's see. I don't know. The
What if it's
craziest
really
thing for me with Buster is the way he understands context, like asking him questions and him saying, I don't know. My son recently walked by him and said, Hey Buster, what's up? And he went, I don't even like you. Plain as day. That's why I said I wish I had, like, a video camera on him, like, 24 hours a day because
Yeah.
it's really something, so,
I think the
yeah,
funniest thing Ani's done is we
that would
went
hurt
to a
Barbara.
fish store. He loves going to fish stores, and he likes clownfish a lot. And the
Mhm.
first time we ever took him to see the clownfish, he looked at him and went, "Hello, buddy."
Oh, that's sweet. See,
Yeah.
I think Buster likes the color orange, so I wonder if he
Yeah,
likes the color orange as well.
I didn't
Mhm.
think of that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is kinda, like, bright. I bet
Yeah,
they can see it really well. Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. Budgies can bite hard. African Greys bite hard. Um, it hurts, and they seem to get you in the places that, like they get you in odd places too, I think, in places that are more sensitive, I think.
Yeah, it's like they
Yeah.
know.
Mhm.
And the big parrots can tend to go for your face for some
Mm,
reason.
mhm. That's why Buster can't fly right anyway, but even when we have tried,
Mhm.
he always tries to go for my face.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, she
Uh,
just asked about Ani's vocabulary. Ani has a
yeah.
really cute vocabulary.
He says,
Tell her
"Hello?"
tell her
Hmm?
what he speaks. I love how you say that,
He speaks Anish.
Anish.
Because that's when he kinda does, mild ranting like Buster, but he's not saying words. He's just consonants and vowels, and they're very random. So you can't understand. He just goes on and on and on. Da 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 da. And he's just talking, but there's no real words, so I can't understand him. So I always say, "Well, he's speaking Anish, I'm sure." They're they're very intelligent birds.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
so, he says, "Hello, hello, buddy." He likes to go, "La, la, la, la." That's his
I
thing.
love when he does that, yeah.
That's his thing, and, what else does he say? "Peekaboo," and he plays peekaboo as well.
Mhm.
Um, let's see, what else does he say or do?
He says
"Hi." Yeah.
Alexa. I can't say it because she's in the room, but doesn't he say Alexa?
Oh, yeah, thank you, thank you.
Mhm.
Alexa.
Mhm.
And he says, "Yeah, I'll be listening to some great song," and he'll sit there, "Alexa," because he likes to see her lights light up when he talks and everything.
Mhm. Yeah. I know, you had a budgie that would bite the tip of your nose. Oh, that would hurt.
Oh gosh.
Buster likes to groom Ken, and he'll get his eyelashes and ears, and I see some other cockatoos that do that, and I was like, I wouldn't have any eyes left. I wouldn't have any eyelashes left.
Oh, evidently, Ani says words that we don't hear, like, when we're not there, because he's ordered things from Alexa, and he's added 2 things. One of them is comfort food. We have never said that. I don't know why he would say that, where he came up with that. Maybe he said something else and she misunderstood.
Mhm.
But and he tried to put something else on, but I forget what it is. But so far, there's nuts, down, lows, farts, eggs. I can't remember what else, but so far that's the list. It's an ongoing list. We don't erase it, and we just pray he doesn't sit there and say bye,
Yeah,
so we don't get a bunch of stuff at the door.
right. Yeah. Um, he Buster hasn't done anything like that. I mean, Buster has said that word. Earl has said it some, but Earl oftentimes does talk in a very, like, soft tone. Um, and so I think that's where I've gotten away with that. So,
Oh,
but yeah.
Dennis, watch this. Watch this. Alexa, fart. He says his Alexa's going off because he hears us.
Oh, yeah. I have my headphone on, but I spell it because I have it right next to me. Um, yeah. It's funny, a new thing that's starting to happen is that, Buster is trying to imitate Percy, and I had a video where, somebody had commented that they thought Percy was kinda trying to imitate Buster, and I kind of see that where he is a little bit.
Ani imitates Sunny, our cockatiel.
Yeah.
He uses his voice. We didn't know
Yes.
what he was doing for a while because it was
Mhm.
gravelly, but heard it was the same thing that he was saying over
Mhm.
and over, and we figured out he's saying "pretty bird" like
Mhm.
Sunny,
Yeah.
and I think he's saying other things too because he'll use that same voice and
Mhm.
he'll repeat whatever he's saying over and over. So I'm sure he's repeating some other things that Sunny has Dennis did at work.
Yeah, we just said she's farting over and over now. Um,
Yeah.
oh, and Road Doc says hers is farting as well. That's
But she
funny.
lets you choose what kind of farts too. If
Oh,
you
does
want
she?
wet ones, long
Mhm.
ones.
My son for a while was constantly playing fart and belchy noises for Earl. And I mean, he already did it anyway, but
Yeah.
Earl's pretty good at that on his own. But he was playing, there's a guy on YouTube that just recorded, like, he doesn't show it, but it's him on the toilet and it's disgusting. And he was playing that for Earl over and over. So a lot of times he was making those, oh my goodness, um, those noises like that, like disgusting no farts.
I love it.
Mhm.
You showed me a video of him farting
Yeah.
and I did a clip where I just out of that whole video, I just did the clip of him he was sitting on what is it, a baby gate,
Mhm.
and he was farting.
Mhm.
And I took that clip and cut it so it's just that
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
thought it was so funny.
Oh, Earl, he's something else, I'm telling you. He is really something else. But I missed it yesterday. Ken came home from work and he was on his like stand in the playroom and he put his arm up and he stepped straight up on him. So he's like on double duty now all the time because Earl's on him, his arm, and Buster's all over his head and shoulders. So
Yeah.
yeah. But at least
Oh,
Percy likes
Amanda,
me.
no kidding. She listens to everything. Our trick, my friend Erin and I do is we'll say a word over and over around the phone to see if it comes up
Oh
in
yeah,
their
we do that.
Facebook feed. And
Mhm.
she brought me this, and we were talking about it. Half an hour later, ads for the double shots were coming up on my Facebook,
Yeah.
and we talked about autism. So then, next thing I know, videos and autism stuff were coming up rampant on my
Mhm.
Facebook. I was so tired of seeing it. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I live with it. I don't want to see it over and
Yeah.
over."
So my daughter and I had this, we love Dr. Pepper, and we had this conversation about Dr. Pepper, and I was telling her, so Dr. Pepper is independent, so they use Pepsi and Coke to bottle their drinks.
Oh,
And they, whoever's cheapest at the time, that's who they use. So sometimes you'll see a Dr. Pepper bottle in a Pepsi style plastic bottle. Other times you'll see it in a Coke style. So that's whoever bottled it for them. So she had been off Facebook. She deactivated and she got back on Facebook to look for something on Marketplace. And she
right.
sent me a screenshot. She said, "Guess what? The first thing that popped up when I got back on Facebook, it was that Dr. Pepper story. It was the very first thing." She sent me a screenshot. She said, I was deactivated, you know, and then
Yeah,
I had talked to my daughter. I had shared one of my other daughters a couple Down syndromes, popular channels that sent.
yeah,
I adore people with Down syndrome. I adore all walks of life, but like it was just something very special. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
anyway, I sent her to these channels that I follow, and like now every time I get on Facebook, they're recommending like all these Down syndrome groups to me. So, yeah, it's they're listening. Now,
yeah.
so
They
I have
are.
the Echo Show, which is like it kind of looks like a tablet. And
Okay.
the reason I got that is because I can work some of my security cameras on it. And so if my daughter's sitting out there and she needs to turn on the security camera, she can do it from there. But I have never set this up. the biometrics or whatever, but when I walk by her, she pops up and says, "Hello, Jennifer," to me. Like, it pops up on the screen.
Geez.
Anytime she sees my eyes, she does
Yeah.
that.
And you
So,
had never done the set it up with the
mm-mm. I
biometrics.
didn't set it up with that. No, I avoid things. I do it with my phone because it is easier than putting in your password. I don't like the thumbprint thing. So I do allow my phone,
You know what's
but yeah.
interesting about that? Um, I've been like wanting to go to
Mhm.
some of these protest things, and I asked a group. I said, "Okay, are we?" I was like, "Are we supposed to leave our phones at home or bring them?" And I said, "What's the thing to do?" And they
Oh
all
god.
said, "Burner phones if you can." And I said, "If you bring your regular phone," they said, "turn off the biometrics." They said, "Turn off all the biometrics and have it so you have to have a code to get in." And it was something about they kept swearing that the police can make you use the biometrics to open it up, but they can't force you to code it in. And I thought
Huh.
that was interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is
I
interesting.
got to
Yeah.
find out if that's true. They all said
Mhm.
it though in the group. So,
Yeah. I um I reported that one too, by the way. We had a pretty nasty one there. So I reported that I report those kind when it's like that type, because that's bullying and harassment. So those channels need to be shut down. So can you guys hear my dog? That's my dog talking. My little 140-pound Newfie poo, he talks.
so I'm missing Condo and I'm missing Service Dog Kazana tonight.
I did I did send Condo a text just now and
Oh,
said that
good.
we were live, but
Oh, good.
I meant to text him earlier. I normally do, and I got busy and forgot. Um, so oh, that's nice. Yeah. But yeah, I forgot to text him prior to. So normally he asks me. He'll ask
Yeah,
me about
normally
stuff
he
like
asked
that.
me too.
Yeah.
And I
Because
just talked to him half an hour ago.
he usually he'll usually have the wrong week. And he'll say, "Are you going live tonight?" And I'm like, "No."
Yeah, I like those blue moons. I bought some when Condo came to Oh, my dragon's pooping.
Oh,
They have the nastiest poop. It's runny and stinky.
yeah, I bet.
Oh, and on
Hey,
your
Joanne.
food
Hey,
dish?
Doreen.
Really?
Mm.
In his food dish. That's not like him. He
Oh,
has a
yeah.
spot that he goes, my bearded dragon. He has a special spot. I don't know why he did that there. I heard a fart and I was like, what is that? And I looked, his tail was up and it's like, God darn it.
You'll have to clean that. Yeah. Um, Earl has been going on the potty some.
Yeah?
I've been taking him over to the potty with this little cube. Yeah, and he's been going some. Because I was teasing him today because we had to have our septic pump today, and I was teasing him that where he's been pooping in the potty so much, I had to get the septic pumped.
Hi, Joanne.
Oh,
Okay, wait. This
yeah.
person, Josh, wrote something. I'll read it here.
The
Josh
bearded
said
dragon.
something interesting regarding the biometrics on the chat. People want to scroll
Yeah,
back up and read that.
yeah. He said the bearded dragon's doing better than he is. Sometimes he don't even make it all the way there. Yeah, it was pretty funny. So several times Earl went on the potty, but not on camera. He was being camera shy apparently, but then I finally caught it. He's doing it for Ken some as well. So of course he loves Ken now all of a sudden. So
Oh, the Blue Moon. I was bringing up the Blue Moon beer you're drinking. I
oh
bought a
yeah.
bunch because I thought Kondo said he enjoys ales.
Hmm.
And so we
I
bought a
like those.
strong ale and we bought Blue Moon. He had never tried it, Blue Moon.
Mm.
But when he was here, he didn't, I don't know, he didn't get a chance to try it.
I had never tried it until just recently, and I like it. There's Sam Adams Cold Snap is my favorite, and
Hmm.
it's a white pale ale, and this one is I like. I either like the dark ones or the lighter ones. So it's kind of weird, but yeah, I like the Modelo, but I like it the dark
Have
one.
you ever done blended beers?
No, I haven't. I just kind of recently started drinking beer. Like I don't mind beer. I used to really hate it. I
Mhm.
like cooking with beer. I love cooking like, they call it like drunken chicken. Um, Beer bread, we love beer bread. But I never really liked it. And then we went out for dinner one night and I had fish and I was like, I'm gonna try a beer. And they had that Sam Adams. And I was like, oh, I like this. I like this a lot. So I haven't tried a whole lot. Um, you know, so but Gary said hi from England. How are
England.
you?
Hi, how are
Hi,
you?
welcome. Yeah. How's the
You're
weather?
good. How am I? Well, my
Sorry,
cockatoo.
Joyce. Yeah. Rebecca's been better.
That's
Did
how I
you
am.
did you have to
And
glue that shut?
what are you drinking, Gary? We all drink something during this
Yeah,
podcast.
we have a cheers.
Hmm.
She
So
is.
if you don't
Amanda's
have
great.
something, go get your water or coffee or wine.
Oh, we have steak and ale pie in the UK. Neat.
What is that?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does like it's funny because, you know, Earl is very difficult. Like I know that Buster is can be difficult, but Earl is extremely with a pale ale. Okay, I like pale ales. Is extremely like he screams. He has a lot of behavior issues. So it's really funny though that he's just getting um so much better with him,
Hmm.
and not screaming near as much. So it's been nice. Yeah.
Do African Greys tend to go to one person, or are they not like that so much?
Um oh, everybody's putting what they're drinking too. So
Oh,
cheers
good.
everyone. Um I think they do. I think they're a little more independent than cockatoos most of the time. I don't think that there's a few that are love bugs, but I don't think they're like the love bugs of like cockatoos. I pretty much think most parrots do. I think cockatiels are more versatile where they'll put up with more than
Yeah.
one person. Um, but I think when you get into any size of like medium to large, I think they definitely pick one person. Um,
So we have
oh, I've
people
been,
drinking water, coffee,
I always have
um,
water.
tea,
Yeah.
pale ale.
Oh,
Uh,
Heineken Zero. Oh,
everybody. Oh,
never had a
Heineken
Heineken.
Zero.
I've never had a Heineken that I
I didn't
can
know they made
recall.
one.
Um, well, there's a lot of them now that are doing that. Yep, Kay's here. Hey, Stephanie, Max. Um, I was just trying to catch up what everybody's
Yeah.
got, but yeah, I always have water nearby, Joyce. In fact, here I have two here, and
Oh
I have
my
two
God.
more. I have water sitting everywhere. I just always do, and I'm always thirsty.
Really?
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
I'm always thirsty, but
I have
I
to
don't.
remind
I have
myself to drink big time.
Yeah, see, I don't. I have to slow down. Sometimes I think I drink too much water. I was having some trouble for a while with like dizziness, and I almost think I'm overhydrating in a
Mm.
way. Yeah. So, ooh, that sounds good. Ethiopian coffee with nodes of cherry. Oh, that sounds amazing. I
Yeah.
like. Have any of you guys tried I'm probably saying the word wrong, but the Yemen coffee?
No,
Um,
I haven't.
so like in the Middle East, like they use a different type of coffee than a bean. We're used to mostly like the Colombian coffee, but this is like more like a berry or something, and it is very, very good.
Is it
Um,
strong?
no, it's just kind of
Hmm.
medium. I actually have some, but I usually just use in Turkish coffee. I love Turkish coffee as well. You got to make that one a certain way. Now
Is
the
that
Turkish
one strong?
coffee, that one's strong, yeah,
Mm.
and I don't like really strong coffee, I like mild to medium,
Mhm.
um,
Me
but
too.
I do like the Turkish coffee a lot, and you can, like, put cream in it and stuff if you want to, but, um, yeah, yeah, I need to remember that.
There's a
I didn't
mushroom coffee?
There is. I didn't care much for the mushroom coffee. I ended up sending it to my aunt because she loves it. She says, it helps her sugar.
Jerry.
Yeah. Um,
Where do I
so
get mushroom coffee from?
there's several different companies. I tried the popular one, that Rise. The only thing I suggest about the mushroom coffee is, like, be very careful because if you have a lot of allergies, I highly recommend that, like, you put some of that coffee ground, like, when I am trying, like, a new herb, I will put it on, like, a cotton ball and tape it to my skin and let it sit there for, like, 20 minutes to see if I have a reaction. Because I
Oh,
tried moringa because it's supposed to help with, like, joint pain and arthritis and things, and I got extremely itchy, and I felt almost like it was an allergic reaction. So now anytime I try any kind of new herb, um,
I'm gonna
I
remember that.
yeah, I put it on my skin, and I did that with the mushroom coffee too because I had never had several of those mushrooms, and it's not anything that grows locally, here. So anyway, I tried that.
Butterscotch coffee? Butterscotch is my very, very favorite. They
I
make a
love
coffee.
butterscotch. They make just about every kind of flavored coffee, I think.
I'll have to look to see if I can find that.
Yeah. Oh, I love bubble tea. Yeah, I like that. Let's see. Oh my. Sorry. It's there. I report
Milkus.
when it's really
Milkus.
nasty. I report it. So,
Milkus. Something called Milkus then it said.
mm. Well, I think Bubba or Bofa. It's like I don't know, Bofa teas or something. I
Mm.
think I said that wrong. um, there's a lot of different stuff out there. So, oh hey Lisa, how are you?
Milk and
Um,
soda mixed? What kind of
see,
soda? What flavor?
I know Dr. Pepper with milk is a big thing,
Is it?
and I know people that used to do, hey, I used to, people used to do, was it Laverne and Shirley? Which one of them drank Coke and milk? One of them drank
Did they?
Coke. Yeah. Um, I don't like milk. Like,
Me either.
it's, ugh. Um, now I don't mind oat milk. I don't mind soy milk, but just to sit down and even drink a whole glass of oat milk, I wouldn't do it. I'll eat it in cereal, it's fine, in oats, it's fine. Um, I occasionally use a little bit of milk in my
Ice
coffee.
cream.
I like ice cream, but yeah.
I like ice cream a lot.
Mhm. Yeah, but I'm glad I said it right. Um, okay, thank you for telling me I said it right. But I love those, yeah. Um, but like if I'm gonna have creamer in my coffee, I use oat milk or something like that. So I have a lot of trouble with my cholesterol, so I have to be careful what I do, drink.
I'm supposed to. Mine's a little high. They have me on one of those statins.
I'm on a statin.
What? Are you?
Mine is like hereditary. It just runs in my family. My mom had it, and so it's just kind of like a hereditary thing.
My
So
cardiologist said he's looked over my diet real close. He says it's gotta be with you hereditary. So
yeah, can Buster have milk? Well, cockatoo or parrots in general aren't supposed to have a lot of dairy. Um, but I do give Buster some cheese and things like that. He really likes it. They need a little bit of the calcium. Um, so That's
Sonny
what I
likes
do.
a little cheese.
He said my wall looks like a floor. It's planked.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Yeah, but
That's
Ken did it.
crazy. Now
I
that's
love it
messing
though.
with my perception.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Now
Um,
now now it looks like you're laying on the floor to me. I gotta get that out of my head.
I'm not, I promise. Um, yeah. With more milk. No, it is funny though, he does this thing where he pretends he's drinking Ken's coffee. He puts his beak I think he likes the steam that's coming off of it, but he'll put his beak down and he does the clicky beak thing,
Yeah.
and it's I always call it his pretend coffee drinking. He's pretending to
Don't
drink
don't
coffee with
ever
Dad.
let them have any. There's something about parrots that love coffee.
Yeah,
You give them
no,
a sip and they're, like, addicted, and you
yeah,
can't give it to them.
no, because
Poor
he tries
things.
to go after my daughter's diet sodas. He'll try to go after it, and we're like, no, you know. And then he was trying to go after a Reese cup recently. There was like just a Reese cup sitting in like the middle of the my little lazy Susan in the middle of my table, and he was trying to get that, and I was getting on him about it. So
Scott gets a little shot glass and fills it with orange juice, and Ani, like, drinks it like a person. I don't know if he's supposed to have much of it, so we just give him,
yeah, a
a few
little bit.
sips and everything. But chamomile tea, like you said, there might be the steam or something. He loves
Yeah,
warm things.
yeah.
He just completely dunks his head in it and
Yeah,
gulps.
I do somebody asked about I do make Buster herbal teas and where it's hot and I'll even tell him it's coffee, but it's
Yeah.
not, and it's good for him.
Yeah, I make
I'm
sure I
not
put the
watching.
teas I make sure I put the teas in Scott's coffee mug.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not watching the hockey playoffs, but my daughter does. She's real into hockey.
Who's in them? Who's in the
I
playoffs?
don't even know who is in the playoffs this year. Um,
How about them
yeah,
Phillies?
yeah. How about them Gators? We finally won a
Yeah,
championship in something.
I
Um,
saw.
yeah, for basketball. Yeah, yeah, just like a herbal tea.
Water with herbs. What herbs do you put in
Oh,
water?
thank you, Bat Daddy. Uh, well, like chamomile to make tea. Um, I use lemon balm. I used lemon balm a lot on Earl when I first got him for his beak and feet because lemon balm is a natural pain reliever. So I use that. Um, but yeah, yeah, I couldn't imagine Buster or Ani on coffee. My goodness, that would just be too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I like to tease Buster a lot because I know for a while people are like, "You're mean to him." I'm like, I am not.
Wow,
Trust
like,
me.
what are they talking about?
Well, Ken and I both have like a very sarcastic sense of humor, but we're joking. But we both are kind of like a sarcastic type of thing. So
Oh, so what you're saying is what they is because of what you say sometimes?
yeah, sometimes like if I'm like Buster, or
Yeah.
I do have to get after Buster. He's ornery. Um, I have to tell him to stop it, and um, if if I don't, my goodness, I mean, he would just overrun the place.
Yeah. But it's just like a toddler. I mean, you wouldn't let them be bad and not say anything.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Like if I say Buster, go to your room. Yeah. Um, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I have a lot of fun with them. They're like, I mean, I have 8 kids, so I think parrots were a natural attraction to me because I'm just used to being around children. So I think that's what it is. But I always tell Earl that I'm a real comedian, but he doesn't seem to buy it. He does laugh at my jokes sometimes, though.
Honey loves jokes. He
Yeah,
laughs. He
yeah.
laughs. His laugh is funny.
Oh, thanks, Gary. Please remember to go over and sub on Rebecca's channel as well. But thank you for being here. Gary said he subbed. Oh, he says we're cool. Um, but yeah, thanks. Appreciate it.
Very much.
Sometimes he stops, but sometimes he will sneak behind and try. He's been big on the jailbreaking thing again, where so I have like some chains on his cage with secure locks because he could get out that way. Um, and he's been working on trying to get those off, the locks off.
Wow.
And it's I catch him and I'll sneak in there and I'll be like, "Buster," and he'll be like, "Hmm, huh?" I was like, "Are you trying to jailbreak?" Yeah, Barney does have a funny he has a
Oh, I've
funny
never
laugh.
heard Barney laugh. I don't
Mm.
watch him enough. I need to. He's the one.
Um,
He gets all the toys and he puts them in his box, right?
yeah,
He
he's
loves
the
toys.
starts with the M, I never can say it right. McCollin, Ma
Mc-
the
Oh,
cockatoo. Mhm. Um, oh, yeah, that's right. Barney's been sick, actually, yeah. He's got something
really?
going on. Mhm.
Mm,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Earl actually likes September, and he likes Boogie Wonderland. So Earl is like an R&B kinda guy. He likes the R&B. Um, yeah, Barney has a heart condition. Yep. Um, so I haven't heard lately what's going that's the thing, like, a lot of times when you're a creator, sometimes you don't have as much time to watch the channels that you follow, you know? So,
how do you tell if a bird has a heart problem?
I'm not sure what made him prompted him to I think maybe he was acting a little tired or something. I know the couple people in here follow him that can probably tell. Um
I know with ferrets, if they are coughing a lot, that can
Mhm.
sometimes indicate. I don't know if it congestive heart failure or if it's when they have cardiomyopathy,
Yeah.
something like that.
Mhm. He's, also Barney's a lot older, isn't he, if I'm not mistaken? Um, yeah, I got a lot going on right now. He was breathing hard. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Uh,
pretty sure that he's older, I think. Oh, okay, yeah. Um,
now is Barney a rescue jukester?
mhm.
He is?
He is if I'm not mistaken, he was in like a sanctuary, and, I don't think that they didn't feel that he was adoptable, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
Um, his I think I
Seems
think
very
his
independent.
I think his owner is Tim, 'cause I think he's in Canada. Um, but he's a very good parent. He's been really good for Barney. He's ornery too. I think he's gotten
Is
him,
he? I
and
was gonna ask about that
I
because
think
I
he's
notice I never
bitten.
see videos of him really holding them or loving on everything's independent, like Barney does
Mhm.
his own thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, like, see, Buster's independent like that during the day. He doesn't want me holding him. Now he wants to know where I am, and he got to be all up in my business of what I'm doing. But he doesn't. I mean, he'll let me. The problem with me with Buster is I can get him to step up some, but it's getting him to step off, and it almost always results in a bite. So
How do you
we have
put him in
a
his cage?
if I if I absolutely I actually have a pair of gloves in case of an emergency. Or if I absolutely had to, I could towel him. But what I usually do, you know how he loves his brooms, his scrubbies, and like dustpans and brushes.
Yeah.
So I keep a stock of them up. I have a bag in my closet hidden. And if something is going on and I need him to go up, I throw a couple of new ones in his cage and he will go right in there to get them. So that's what I do. Um, honestly, too, there are times when I tell him, like, "Go get in your cage," and he will. Not always, but,
Hmm.
um, yeah, I didn't think I mean, I know he can hold Barney, but I don't think Barney oftentimes cockatoos aren't, like, love bug like, Buster loved bugs on Ken, but, um, he also has a good deal of independent time, and I think that's what we're meaning is Barney will go off and play in his cage and play independently with his toys, um, and which is a good thing. It's nice to have a little bit of independence, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Buster said something about Albert at the airport today, and I missed it. Ken was home and he was talking, and he said something about I went with Albert to the airport or something. It was really plain and it was really cute.
Is the
So
airport new?
no, he's been talking about the airport ever since first day I got him. Hey
Oh, okay.
tutus, glad you could be here. Without yeah. Now
Oh, hey, you too.
Albert is a little bit of a new phrase that came along a couple years ago. I don't know an Albert. Um, other than in the Karen Reed trial, there's an Albert, but I don't think there's an Albert on Little House on the Prairie, but
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure. Um, yeah, I even ask him sometimes, and his reaction to it is really funny. How he acts when I'm like, "Who is Albert? What is going on?" And I'm even convinced. First, I thought he was an imaginary friend. Then I thought he was like, um, I think he's possibly in like what do you, I can't think of the word when they put you you testified against somebody and they put you um you know
Understand?
no like
No?
they give you a new identity and they move you away like if you testify
Witness
against the mom.
protection?
Witness protection, yeah, I always tell them sometimes like is he in witness protection and things like that, so I like to excuse me, ask him little funny things like that. I have a video coming out Friday, and we showed Buster another clip of an Action Park um, documentary that a guy was doing, and it really is funny to see like his reaction sometimes when he sees certain clips from Action Park.
Mm.
So yeah, there is Fat Albert, and I've thought about that, but I don't know. I don't know. He talks about Albert more, usually more in a work sense. He complains about Albert. Albert doesn't have a very good work ethic, it doesn't sound like. He talks about Albert in a way that is like, something about freaking work and something about Albert and, so his superhero name maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe he'll spill the beans on it one day. I don't know. Yeah, witness protect I had like a brain fart. I couldn't think of it. Yeah. I I really wonder about Buster, like, because a lot of these things that he says, um, he came that way. Like he definitely was around someone like that argued a lot. And I will say, since he's been here so long, some of that has subsided. But if you even like as much as raise your voice sometimes, he'll think
Right.
somebody's arguing and he'll start.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Yeah, Ani gets
yeah.
overstimulated so easy. If we start really laughing or use
Mm,
big gestures, let alone if we get mad or something, and he just loses it. His crest comes up and he bounces and he'll start screaming,
mhm.
and we all have to sit there and we
Yeah,
have to quiet ourselves down to when
yep.
we're around him.
I try to get Buster going at least once a day, like a good run and hop and yell and stuff like that, and it seems like when he does that after he does something big, he has to go settle down for a long time. It's really funny, when I go in his room to clean it, I have to shut the door, and, like, leave him in the kitchen with Ken or
Yeah.
whatever, and when I'm done, I keep meaning to put the camera up to show when I'm done and I come out, he immediately flies, no matter what he's doing, he goes straight to that room to inspect what I've done because he does not like for me to be in his room at all.
He
He
doesn't
doesn't.
like me touching anything that
Yeah.
he perceives as his.
Mhm.
It was to the point one of the times he went after me, I was in his room and I noticed the papers under the cage, were shifted so much that when he poops, it would have missed and hit the rug. So all I did was bend down, move the paper, and he did not forgive me for that.
Yeah.
He was mad the whole rest of the day at me.
Mhm. Yeah.
I'm like, it wasn't even a toy.
Yeah. Yeah, Buster does not. Now Ken, he can go in there, he can touch his toys, he can do any of those things. But he does not like for me to be in his room. Um, at all. Yeah. I mean, he even is kind of funny with my kids too. 'Cause sometimes my son, I think he got a little like he acted like he was gonna go after my son one time when he walked in the room. So yeah. Oh, okay. He said Barney,
Yeah, I see
did
that
you
now. I'm
yeah,
looking at that.
that's a shame. Um, yeah, they are very, very particular. Yeah, but one of your cockatoos are pretty close to you, aren't they, tutus?
Oh, really? How many cockatoos does Tutus have? 2 or
He has 2 male cockatoos.
Oh, do they get
Yeah,
along?
I always say, "Bless him, Lord." I think one is ornerier than the other, right, tutus? Um, but, that's the thing, though, Tim really knows him well and knew that that was out of his behavior, and he got him to the vet right away, so that was really good, that was good,
Yeah,
but that is sad.
good
I
perception, good observation.
Yeah, I can't
He's paying
remember
attention.
how old he is, though. Isn't he a little bit older? I wanna say he's in his
Yeah.
40s, but I could be
Mhm.
wrong. One of you guys, any of you that might know, let me know. I'm thinking I thought he was in his 20s when he originally got him from the sanctuary. Um, yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, Earl and Buster are doing a lot better. Um, he's 40. Okay, that's what I was thinking that he was, like, up in years a little bit. Um, and I
How
think
old
he's
is
been
Earl?
Earl's about 40. Yeah, yeah. Um,
And then how old is Percy the cockatiel?
so I was told he was 3 when I got him, and so that would make him 4. And I know that leg bands can be, people buy them used, different things, but his leg band looks really worn. It used to be purple, and it's almost all faded, and
Um,
it says '05 on it. So I think he's
mhm.
20.
Yeah.
And what I think she was trying to tell me when I got him is that he had been in 3 different homes since they had him. Like, a family member got him, gave him to her, she gave it to a friend, none of that worked out, and they decided they needed to rehome him.
Hmm.
So, I think it was more they were telling me the age of how many years they had him. People will lie about that's one of the most common things they'll lie about, and see, I don't know why, because I would rather have an older bird, you know?
Oh, me too.
Yeah, um,
For sure.
yeah, that's really sad, and I mean, Barney is very well loved by a lot of people. 7. Oh, yeah, yeah, I
Percy
don't know
the
how.
bird. Yes,
Yeah,
he does. Had the best home.
um, I don't know I don't know Buster's age. I have no idea. So I know what I was told, but I don't. Actually, Ken found him. He found him on a community board at his work, and it
Really?
was yeah, and it was really well. Normally, he probably wouldn't even have told me, but it was really close to Christmas, and I said, "I'm gonna try to get him, even if we don't keep him. I don't want him just because he was a freed to a good home, and that close to Christmas, he the the chance of him ending up in his forever home in that situation, that time of the year was not likely.
Yeah.
So we decided to take him. I mean, that's one thing having this channel allows me. I could have found him a wonderful, loving home. So, but he liked me. So, you know, it's all good.
Annie will be
Yeah.
10 May 5th.
Yeah.
And
That's right.
supposedly cockatoos are to calm down a little bit when they're 10. Because I swear he just keeps getting worse.
Yeah. Um, yeah. Yeah. Buster gets on top of Percy's big cage and he'll rant and then Percy
Really?
joins in. Yeah.
Does Buster
Um,
ever go after Earl?
so I have to watch Earl more so than Buster. And so we had an incident once. I wasn't home back when we sat more in the kitchen and Earl had that little stand in the kitchen. Um, Buster had jumped from the table on that and Earl bit his foot. And then Buster kind of just came up with his beak and nicked his head.
Mm,
And it's funny because it looked like he had cut his head, but it was just he got a piece of feather. And so, they're pink underneath right there. So it
yeah.
looked like blood, but it wasn't. Um, that's really it. And there's been a couple times Earl has like something happened and I had to walk off and Earl quickly ran into the under the cage with Buster, which that's real interesting because I can't go in the room. I'll get attacked, you know. So I just have to get a broom and sweep it and then Buster will come running out. And then I have to put him out in the kitchen and then go in and get Earl. Yeah.
Mm,
Because I'm not I mean, I could go into Buster's room, but I will get attacked. Like, and it's one of those things where he don't wanna let go when that happens. You know what I mean? Like, he's on me, like flies on poo-poo.
Our little parrotlet Pip would go after our Goffin cockatoo Tika. And
Oh, well
we had to
mhm.
watch that.
Yeah.
He's only that big. And
Mhm.
that poor thing, she loved all animals. And she'd get on his cage and I'd sit there and say, Tika, she wasn't the bright. Goffins are supposed to be brilliant. She
Mhm.
definitely slow. I mean, there was
Yeah.
something wrong with her. And she would sit there and stick her foot in to try and touch him, Tika. And he would bite her foot and everything. She'd scream. And then she'd sit there and kind of sulk. And then she'd do it again. Repeat, repeat until I take her off because parrotlets do have pretty good little beaks, you
Yeah,
know?
they do, like, kinda more like a conure, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's
Conures
not like
bite
a
hard.
budgie's beak.
No,
It's
mm-mm.
wider than a cockatiel's.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, that's
so
how,
yeah, I just size just did not matter with him.
yeah. Well, Earl, like, when he was on the littler stand, he would call the dogs over. He would call the dogs and whistle for them so they would go by so he could bite their tail. He'd try to bite their tail. He's yeah, he's getting better. Like he really has become so much better than but he's real sassy. Buster's problem is he believes every Buster loves dogs. He gets a little sassy with my daughter's little dog, but he thinks all dogs love him. And, like, when my neighbors take their German Shepherd out, he just wants to go over there, and it's like, "Sh no."
Yeah.
That's just not how it goes, so, um,
Yeah,
but it
Carlos, it's
is
just like Chihuahuas with challenge big dogs. It's exactly like that.
yeah, yeah. It is 8:30 though, so we'll end
Yep.
it, but thanks, you guys. 2 weeks, we'll be on Rebecca's channel. You guys,
Yes, ma'am.
go
And
over and check out
cheers.
Ani. Cheers,
everyone.
everybody.
Cheers, Jennifer.
Have a good night. Cheers. Thanks, everybody.
Okay.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.